What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzlies homer, Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Today, I am talking about the conclusion of the home and home series with the Dallas Mavericks. But first, every hero needs their theme music.
Piano.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat straight from Tennessee. Demo respect and let's go for he that MVP.
This is Memphis X with iTalkHoops. While you're here, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell to be notified every time I drop a video. I have a goal to reach 3,000 subscribers by the playoffs, and I'm going to need your help to get there. Thank you. So the Grizzlies survived a very big scare from the hurt, injured Dallas Mavericks on Saturday night at FedEx Forum. 112-108 win for the Grizzlies, for the Memphis Grizzlies over the Dallas Mavericks, who were without perennial MVP candidate Luka Doncic and NBA champion Kyrie Irving. So the Grizzlies, of course, were without Brandon Clark, Steven Adams, and Ja Morant also in this game. So every win that the Grizzlies can get without Steven Adams and Ja Morant down the stretch is going to be like manna from heaven. It was a game in which, I don't know, we've been watching this team all season long, and we have started to grow. If you're a diehard fan like I am, you have started to understand the signs of when this team is really, really not locked in. And this game had all the signs. The Grizzlies could not get up to a double-digit lead despite how poorly the Mavericks were playing, despite how much Xavier Tillman was dominating the rebounds early in the game. The Grizzlies could not hit shots. Jaren Jackson was having a horrible shooting game. Even though Desmond Bane came out very hot, nobody else was hitting shots for the night. Nobody else. Desmond Bane ended up with a great, first half. I think he had 17 points in the first half. And the game was relatively close after the end of one half. It was the Grizzlies had 56. The Mavericks had 50. The Grizzlies had a 6-point lead. And I was thinking about 4 minutes left in the second half that the Grizzlies really need to have a double-digit lead in this game. The Mavericks had played poorly enough that the Grizzlies should have been up double digits, but the Grizzlies have not played well enough where they could be double digits up. They kept missing key shots, had a lot of fumble finger turnovers late in the first half, and it was all bad. And then the third quarter happened. In the third quarter, the Grizzlies were outscored by 12 points, and it went from a 6-point lead at halftime to a 6-point deficit in the fourth quarter, and the Grizzlies' offense was struggling. And along came a hero named David Roddy, also known as Big Body Roddy. And David Roddy had his best game as an NBA player at the right time. I think he scored 17 points alone in the fourth quarter. He ended the game with 24 points. My apologies, Mr. Roddy. 24 points, 2 steals, 4 rebounds, shot 4 of 7 from three-point line, and 10 of 13 from the field. He was plus 11 in the game, only 2 turnovers, and I think those 2 turnovers were in the first half. I know one of them was on that skip pass he shot to Xavier Tillman that hit Xavier Tillman in the hand, and he could not quite control. But, yeah, it was a Roddy's best game at a time when the Grizzlies desperately needed. This game was lost. I remember, I think it was after a Tim Hardaway three-pointer in the middle of the fourth quarter. I was like, oh man, we are not winning this game. I think the Mavericks went up double figures late in the middle of the fourth quarter. And then David Roddy decided that the Grizzlies were not going to lose this game. So it was a very great performance. It's one of those games, I mean, the Grizzlies have those games where they're playing a team that's undermanned and some no-name goes off from three, starts making defensive plays and all this. Well, tonight it was the Grizzlies' turn. So when you see these games happen during the year or later on this year, you will understand that the Grizzlies had their turn tonight, in which they were able to take advantage of another team not being able to guard one of their bench players. And this serves notice, hopefully, to Coach Taylor Jenkins and the coaching staff that David Roddy should be the sixth man. He had elevated himself to that point, I think, earlier in the season. And then Zaire Williams came back from his injury, and for some unknown reason, they demoted David Roddy, and he was out of the rotation when he should never have been out of the rotation. And I will say the same thing also for Jake LaRavia, even though he's hurt right now. He should not be out of the rotation. He has shown Jake, I know a lot of people are kind of soured on Jake, but Jake has shown enough early in this year, that he should be getting these developmental minutes late in the season, especially for a team that is bereft of three-point shooting. He is one of the only big three-point shooters that they have on the team besides Santi and Jaren, who are big men, but I'm talking about big on the wings. So I think he should, when healthy, get some minutes over Zaire and sometimes over Conchar, who leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, he had a game where he had 12 minutes. I think they were mostly all in the first half. He had 12 minutes in the first half, and he took 0 shots. No shots in 12 minutes. For a team that is desperate for scoring, you cannot be that timid with the ball. So it was a good win for the Grizzlies as we maintain our tie with the Sacramento Kings for second place. And we're holding on until hopefully Ja Morant can get back, till Steven Adams can get back, even though Steven Adams probably will miss the rest of the regular season. But we're hopefully holding on until Ja Morant can get back. And then we can get this thing back on track. So tonight we play the Dallas Mavericks again. It doesn't sound like Kyrie is playing. I know Luka Doncic is going to be out. So it's going to be an interesting game. I do not think Jaren Jackson and Dillon Brooks can have the same pathetic shooting performances that they had Saturday night. So I look for this game to be a double-digit win, even on the road. But, on the road, the Grizzlies have been a challenge for the fans' sanity. So we are hoping that David Roddy can build off of this last performance he had Saturday and come up with another double-figure performance off the bench, because the Grizzlies are going to need some added scoring from the bench unit. So, guys, I don't know if I'm going to be able to live commentate off of this game tonight. I might try to, but either way, we are going to watch this game, and either way, I will probably go live after the game if I don't go live during the game. And I might prefer to just go live after the game for an instant reaction to the Grizzlies win, hopefully. Peace.